Hi, friends. This is your pal, Scott Garibay. And today I want to talk about American politics, and I want to put forward a plan for the Democrats to get back on their feet. Uh, let's jump into it. So, right now, Democrats are in a lot of trouble, and I mean a lot of trouble. Like they have been absolutely dominated uh, by President Trump. And Peter Zeihan, brilliant, brilliant guy. If you're not familiar with him, he's right here on YouTube. You better check him out. He's unbelievably smart. He's a geodemographics expert, right? He talks about demographics all over the world. Really, really brilliant. And he recently said that America is going through a significant political reorientation. And this is absolutely true. And also, just to be clear, our political reorientation is actually causing a reorientation of politics all over the world, right? And that's not that surprising. America does it first, and then the world copies. That's kind of the pattern. So that is the pattern. All right. So let's jump into this. So where does this all go? So Democrats are in a lot of trouble. They lost really, really hard. They tried to gaslight America with President Biden. Sleep, a guy who could, just slept and couldn't remember. He really had I honestly don't believe he ever ruled America for even a single day. He was our first really fake president. He just kind of sat at a desk. They signed whatever they put in front of him. But it was bad. It was really bad. And America remembers that, and they're punishing the Democrats. I punished the Democrats in the last election. I voted. I didn't vote to put in Donald Trump. I voted to punish the Democrats for the crime I suffered between 2020 and 2024. A lot of Americans were like, "Hey, yeah, I'm gonna punish the Democrats for what's happened." So Democrats are in a lot of trouble, and they need to get back, right? And they're aware of this. If you listen to, Pod Save America and major Democrat thinkers right now, they all realize they are in a ton of trouble. Like they scolded America. What were they known for? Scolding, taxes, and regulations, right? It's bad, is real bad, right? So how can they come back? There is a path back. And I'm going to give it to you right now. All right. So, hey, my name's Scott Garibay. I absolutely love space. I really, Star Wars, Star Trek, and, that's my fantasy base for space. But I actually love real space, right? So I want a moon colony and a Mars colony, okay? And frankly, I actually want to see the Democrats come back from this because I think it's dangerous for America. If you thought two parties was bad, right now, functionally, we have one party. We need to get the Democrats level again because it's not super healthy for the Republicans to have no competition. And that's where they are right now. They have absolutely no competition. No one in America has any confidence that the Democrats are valuable or useful for anything, right? But this plan is real, and this could change the whole ball of wax real fast. Okay, what is it? Space. All right. So, what do we need to do with in America with space? All right. So first of all, we need a moon colony and a Mars colony. You're like, wait a second, Scott. Colonialism isn't good. Seal your flapping ball, you ridiculous fool. All right. So first of all, we're going to reclaim the word colony, okay, and colonialism. So why are we going to do this? Well, the Democrats need to do this, right? They scolded all of America, and they brought in political correctness. So first of all, if they go forward and they say, hey, we're going to bring space for real, okay? This is a brilliant plan for a lot of reasons. One of them is this word colony, right? Yeah, there were a lot of problems with colonialism, right? But the reality is, if the Democrats come forward and say, we want a moon colony and a Mars colony, then they can start to have the conversation. People are like, well, wait. Of course we would like a Mars settlement and a moon settlement. But not a colony. They can say, no, we want a moon colony and a Mars colony, right? And we are abandoning our political correct speech. And we want a Mars colony and a moon colony. It's going to be owned by America, and we're going to try to keep them for 200 years. But if they rebel in 200 years, that's what colonies do. whatever, right? But we're doing a colony. So first of all, the opportunity to fix the language scolding, right? And say we want a moon colony and a Mars colony. And first thing that's going to happen is people are like, wait a second, you're using the word colonialism. Uh, aren't you Democrats against that? And we're like, we ate your grandpa's, just like Buick said, we ate your grandpa's Buick, right? Like, this is modern Democrats. We're not scolding any people over scolding anyone over language anymore. All hail colonialism. All right, okay. So one, and the other thing is they got to start learning from Trump. You got to shock people. You got to entertain people. You got to fight. You got to be unpredictable, right? And so they need to do this. Moon colony, Mars colony. Now, why do this? What's important about this? Well, first of all, the Republicans don't care about it. They really don't. They don't care about it. Okay, they don't. Republicans don't care about space. They don't. Period. Okay. So it's an opportunity. It's ground that's uncontested. They'll be able to move forward on this because this ground isn't protected by the Republicans. They literally don't care about it. Okay. All right. So what would we need to do? So we would need, I would put a mass driver in every single state in America. So mass drivers are these, it's essentially a giant gun in the ground, right? It just shoots things up into space, right? And we're going to take the moon and we're going to take Mars for America. It's another thing. It's the Democrats' opportunity to do something that's very technical that would create a lot of jobs, right? Putting a mass driver in every single state would make a lot of jobs, right? And then we start mining everything out of the ground and we build a moon colony, and then we use that to go to Mars and build a colony on Mars and to terraform all of Mars. Now, why should the Democrats get into this? Well, first of all, they have to. And the reason why is, so identity politics did not work, right? Yeah. Hey, blah, 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 blah. Checkbox, checkbox, checkbox. All that nonsense is done. America is finished with it, right? They don't care what identity you are. They don't care what attributes of your identity you have. They're sick of that crap, right? So this is something that the Democrats can do that is not warlike, right? I get it. They're peaceful. They don't want to go to war. I get it. That's fair, okay? This abandons identity politics and does something real, right? And it's something that the Democrats can get behind, right? Now, I'm not saying they all support it. In fact, I don't even think any of them support it, right? But the reality is they're not against it. They're not vehemently against it. And the Democrats are so vehemently against so many things that this is a good opportunity. It's ground that Republicans don't care about, right? It will create lots of jobs, and nothing else the Democrats do would ever create lots of jobs, right? And then the other thing is, it would bring real change to the world. And I'm talking real change to the world. America is hyper rich because we created a frontier, right? And we went out and we literally panned for gold, and we got lots of land, and actually that right there, lots of new land. The moon and Mars is lots of new land for America, right? And it's not taken. We don't need to take it from anybody, right? We're just saying, hey, this is ours. Nobody owns it right now. It's ours. And if you want to race us to it, fine. Let's have a race, right? Rather than a war. And the Democrats can get behind that. But if we do this, it's real. It will mean millions of new jobs. And when you can go to the moon like you could get on an Uber today, it will fundamentally change the world. It will actually, it will change the economics. It will change what's valued. And on the moon and on Mars, we can install new laws that are different than Earth's laws, right? And the Democrats can try some of their really wild, outlandish ideas, right? This is a solid idea. It will produce jobs, and it's not what they're passionate about, right? That's okay. All the crap they're passionate about will make sure that they're never elected for the next 50 years. This is something that's real. This is something that can actually change America. This is not just America, the entire world, right? This is something that is not warlike. This is something that can generate jobs. All these things are the Democrats need to do, right? And it's an opportunity. There is nobody doing this right now. So if the Democrats come in and say space is ours, Democrats will put a moon colony and a Mars colony up. This is real. We will do it, right? This is an area where they can move forward and it's not contested ground. It's not something that they'll have to fight over, and it's something they can get on board with, right? And I really feel this is amazingly good. And it also does actually, they can do a real life Star Trek. Like, it can be meaningful and useful and powerful. This is extremely important to execute. The Democrats are in a ton of trouble. They have no real plans other than this, but this is real, and this could really put the Democrats back on the map. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic, please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.